A warm welcome to all of you all. My name is Godson Rodriguez and I am a student of Tempe College of Arts and Science. This video is my physics project and I'll be talking about heat transfer and radiation. So let's start with radiation. Radiation is nothing but the transfer of energy in the form of waves or particles. This radiation, an example of radiation can be electromagnetic radiation, basically your sunlight, your radio waves, all your waves basically. So let us consider a body. Suppose this body has a temperature of suppose say 100 degrees Celsius and its surrounding has a temperature of 50 degrees Celsius. So according to the first law of thermodynamics, it states that energy can neither be created nor be destroyed. It can only be transferred in one form to another. Similarly, heat energy, that is temperature here, is given out. So that this temperature, suppose I call this T2 and I call this T1, this energy will be given out. Heat will be given out from this body and this surrounding will absorb the heat. All the heat that is given out, this surrounding will absorb it such that both the temperatures T1 and T2 are equal. At this stage, over a period of time, this stage will be attained, and this stage is called a thermal equilibrium. That is, both the temperatures are same. We don't know what the temperature will be, but it can roughly be 75 degrees Celsius. Yes. So we move on to a theory. It's called the theory of exchange. Now, the theory of exchange states that all bodies will absorb and emit radiation at all temperatures. It's the same thing like what we discussed earlier, heat transfer. Okay. If you all know that all bodies will lose their heat if they are in a high temperature to a low temperature. So basically, transfer of heat occurs from a high temperature to a low temperature. This you all see in your everyday life when you all keep some hot tea outside in the room, and over time it loses heat and it gives the heat to the surrounding, and the heat temperature is reduced and it cools down to the room temperature. If you notice, the room temperature will also increase closer to it. Of course, it's very minute, so you can't observe feel it from a long distance, but if you go closer, you will notice it. So consider, now there are factors. The only factor that affects the direction of flow of heat is the temperature of the body and the surrounding, or the body that is around it. So consider a closed system. Okay. It's a closed system, so there are no factors affecting it like wind and all. So theory of exchange or transfer of heat can be divided into three parts. Basically, according to temperature, it can be divided into three parts, where T1 is greater than T2, where T1 is less than T2, and where T1 is equal to T2. Okay, we know that heat flows from a high temperature to a lower temperature. So consider a body and the surrounding. This is the surrounding of the body, and this temperature, let's call it 100 degrees Celsius, and the surrounding to be 50 degrees Celsius. So uniformly, this is 50. So this is T2, this is T1. And this is okay. Now, according to the transfer of heat flows from a high temperature to a low temperature. So if you consider in the first case, case 1, T1 is greater than T2. So T1 is 100 degrees Celsius and T2 is 50 degrees Celsius. So T1 will lose heat and give its heat to the surrounding. In turn, this 100 degrees Celsius, this temperature will go down and this temperature of the surrounding will go up. This will continue till a condition that is T1 equal to T2 is attained. That is, both of them are in thermal equilibrium. So the second case is the opposite, that is T1 is less than T2. T1 is 25 degrees Celsius and T2 is 50 degrees Celsius. So here the opposite thing will happen because T2 is greater than T1. Yeah, so heat will be absorbed by T1. Here heat is being emitted by T1 because T1 is greater than T2, but in this case heat will be absorbed by it. This will again continue till T1 equal to T2. So the main purpose of transfer of heat is to attain thermal equilibrium. If you consider third case, both the temperatures T1 and T2 are equal, so they both the bodies and the body and the surrounding are at equilibrium, so there won't be any heat transfer, so it will stay like that only. So when we talk about transfer of heat, emission or absorption of heat, we talk about something called as emissive power. So emissive power is nothing but the amount of heat that is given out, so upon the area and the time of it. So let Q be the amount of heat that is emitted. Now if you consider a closed system and a body that is kept in it, consider this to be a sphere which is giving out heat energy, and let the area, the total surface area of the sphere be A, and let the time go from T to T, 0 to T. Okay, so this long the body is kept in the closed system, and this is the area. A is the area of the sphere. Then the amount of heat, it is heat given out, heat emitted is directly proportional to the area, and it is also proportional to the time. So with this relation we can come with the formula as Q is equal to E times AT, where this E is given by, is called emissive power. Now this amount of heat given out, it also depends on temperature. If you know Stephen's law, it is to the fourth power of temperature. So these are the factors that affects. Other than temperature, area and the time, like how long it is kept in the system, affects the amount of heat given out in the system. Now in the same way we talk about something called as absorptive power. Pause for a minute. Emissive power of the body will depend on the material which it is made up of, then the wavelength of the radiation, and also the temperature is obvious. And the next topic is absorptive power. Absorptive power is nothing but the amount of radiation that is absorbed by the body. So let us consider a body that is kept, and let us consider some light also that's falling on it. Then absorptive power given by small a is nothing but the ratio of number of radiation absorbed upon the total number of radiation that are incident on the body. So A is equal to number of absorbed radiation upon total number of radiation, total incident radiation. Okay, so if we cross multiply, we get the number of is equal to A times total number of radiation. So this is a formula. So if you notice that the value of A cannot exceed 1. Why? Because number of absorbed radiation cannot be greater than the total number of radiation that are incident. That's obvious. So at most it can take like all the radiation that is incident on the body. So the value of A will vary from 0, that is no radiation will be absorbed, less than or equal to A, less than or equal to 1. So this value of A will be a fraction, 0 or 1. The value of A will lie in this interval. So if you notice, if you say a body has a absorptive power of 1, it is a body which absorbs all the radiation that is incident on the body. So if you notice, a black body has the same definition. In physics, an ideal black body is a body which absorbs all the radiation that is incident on it. Now if you say a black body should not be confused with the term black, a body which is black. A black body may not be black in color, but it's a black body. Yes, and if the like the value of A is 0, it is that all the incident radiation, incident light that is there on the body is completely reflected. All the radiation are being reflected if the value of A is 0. That is, no amount of radiation is absorbed. So this kind of bodies are also called white bodies in physics. So we'll be talking about black bodies. White bodies, I won't be talking about that. The best practical black body is a hole in a box with a blackened interior, because practically none of the radiation entering such a hole could escape again. Yes, and it could be absorbed inside, like over continuous reflection, it will be absorbed. Then a surface covered with lamp black will absorb about 97% of the incident light, and for most purposes can be considered as a black body. Polished metal surfaces, on the other hand, absorb only about 6% of the incident radiation reflected, and incident, and the rest is reflected. Another example is super black. This thing absorbs about 99.9% of the incident radiation, so it is very close to being an black body. Yes.